Actually quite nervous to make this video since, well, I don't use my PlayStation 4 anymore, but at the same time, I don't want it to, blow up. That wouldn't be very nice, and I really wouldn't be surprised if it did. Yeah, so, as you may have assumed, we are going to be playing Red Dead Online instead of the story mode, since it's possible that might be a little bit more demanding, and I thought I may as well. And also, I actually, to be fair, can't play the story, since on PlayStation 4, for some reason it has just the Red Dead Online digital download. I could put in the disc, but I think that would mean, I don't know what that would mean. So we're just going to play Red Dead Online, since yeah, I seem to only have access to the story on my PS5, but that's fine. We're going to do Red Dead Online. So yeah, we'll load into the game. We're going to see how it goes. I'm a bit concerned for my PlayStation 4. Now, I don't use it anymore. Last time I really used the PlayStation 4 properly was literally just before the PlayStation 5 release, and then I switched over. So we're going to see how things go. And we're going to just, maybe we'll go into a call to arms with the new Halloween one and everything like that. We'll check it all out. But obviously, yeah, I do a lot of Red Dead stuff on this channel. And I found my PS4 again and I thought, you know what? Let's do a couple videos on it. Why not? So we're going to be trying out Red Dead Redemption 2, Red Dead Online specifically, on the PlayStation 4. This is, I just want to, just mention, this is the original PS4. This is from 2013. It's the original fat PS4, the 500 gig model. It's not a slim, it's not a pro. If you want a slim or a pro, well, I assume a slim is going to be a pretty similar experience. It just might be a bit quieter. And to be honest, this thing probably would be a bit quieter if I cleaned it, but I've literally never ever cleaned it in the whole, almost 10 years that I've had it. So yeah, it's not going to be a great sound. And I apologize if you do hear it through the microphone, since there's a good chance you will. Since I have no doubt it's going to get pretty loud, since it's literally just been collecting dust for ages, which isn't going to help either. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. And obviously, yeah, if you're on a PS4 Pro, you will get a bit of a better experience in terms of frame rate, and graphics will look a little bit better as well. But generally speaking, no matter the PlayStation 4 system or the Xbox One system, it should be pretty similar. And obviously, unfortunately, it's pretty similar on the next-gen consoles as well, with there being no next-gen version. We might talk about that a little bit later in this video as well. But just before we do load into the game, I want to talk about today's sponsor, Instant Gaming. Now, Instant Gaming is a fantastic website where you can get really good games for really cheap prices. Just like Red Dead Redemption 2, you can get that game at an insanely cheap price on Instant Gaming. So be sure to check it out using the link in the description. Next time you want to buy a gift card for a friend, a game for a friend, or for yourself, it's really, really good for simply just saving some money. And in fact, I'm running a giveaway through Instant Gaming at the moment. Anyone that buys anything, absolutely anything, whether it's a gift card or a game, on Instant Gaming using the link in the description before the end of 2023, you'll be entered into a giveaway to win a free Instant Gaming gift card to save even more money and maybe get yourself another game as well. So definitely worth checking out with the link in the description. Anyways, getting back into the video. So let's just load in. We'll just go. We'll go to my camp. So we'll go. So this is obviously, yeah, this is the main account I use. So I've always played the game really. I do have a PC account. It's about level 100 odd, whereas this one's my main account that I started Red Dead Online on PlayStation. So yeah, obviously I assume it should have all my progress from PS5. Obviously I don't really play it loads and loads anymore, but yeah, so obviously, yeah, it's gonna, yeah, but what I'm trying to say is it's gonna have, is my PlayStation account's my main account, and it'll have all my progress from PS5, since I believe with PS Plus and everything like that it crosses over. But I'll keep talking for as long as I can through this loading screen, but it might be that I have to cut this out, since I have no idea how long this is going to take. But I also think it's quite interesting for you guys just to see as well, along with me, how long this is going to take, since I have no doubt we could be here for a little while. So at the moment, the PS4 doesn't sound too loud, but I have no doubt it's going to get worse, and I'm not looking forward to it, to be completely honest with you. So yeah, obviously if you're on a next-gen console, you do get the faster loading times, and you will get a consistent 30 frames per second, and the graphics will look as good as they can be for a PS4 or Xbox One version of a game. But past that point, you don't really get anything else, since the game is a old gen version. There is no next generation upgrade, no patch for higher frame rates or anything like that for the next gen consoles. And some games like the PS4 original God of War actually got a patch to bring 60 frames per second to PlayStation 5, which is really cool. And some other games have done that as well, like Rocket League got a 120 frames patch on the next gen consoles, and it hasn't got a PS5 version or Xbox Series X and S version. Same with the original God of War, but it doesn't need that. And I don't know if Red Dead really needs that, but what it needs is the higher frame rates on the older consoles. So yeah, it would be really cool. I've done loads of videos on that. I'll link them in the description about a possible next gen version of Red Dead 2. And I feel like with the Red Dead 1 port to PS4, it's becoming a possibility that we'll get one day, but who knows. So yeah, it'd be cool to see a next-gen version of the game, so we're not just stuck with a very similar experience to PS4. But at the end of the day, it's also cool that PS4 and Xbox One players get to experience the game, and I think we're about to load in. So that wasn't too bad, to be fair. That was only, what, about a minute or so? Not too bad. And graphics-wise, it looks really good. Obviously, okay, frame rate-wise, that is not a consistent 30. No chance. Obviously, when you're watching it, it's harder to tell. But playing it, it doesn't feel as smooth as PS5. Now, even PS5 doesn't feel smooth because it's capped to 30 frames, but at least it's a consistent 30 frames. Whereas this is not a consistent 30. But, as you can see, it's playable and it looks beautiful. I mean, the game still looks outstanding. I am getting... Now, obviously, the capture card will limit this at 1080p, but the PS4 original one doesn't go above that. I don't know what sort of resolution you get on a PS4 Pro. Maybe you could get up to some sort of upscaled 4K. I think there's a good chance. But there are frame drops without a doubt. I mean, we used to get that. I got that with GTA 5 on my PS4 as well, especially in online. But, I mean, if you're playing story mode, I don't think it would be as bad. I don't think you wouldn't get a consistent 30 frames on an original PS4. No chance. But it looks really nice, actually. In terms of looks and everything like that, I can't complain. I think it actually looks really, really good. And this is very playable so far. Very playable. We'll fast travel. Ooh, should we go to St. Denis? Go to the most, I assume that's going to be the most demanding place. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. In fact, I think there's a market there. They're using the benchmarks. I think that's the most demanding place in the game. So, we'll maybe head over there. So, obviously, yeah, it always plays this cutscene, even on next-gen consoles, for fast traveling. But, yeah, so in terms of that, it seems pretty similar. A little bit faster on a next-gen console, but at the end of the day, we're talking seconds. But as I say, that takes a bit longer. But yeah, once we're in St. Denis, we'll ride around, see what it's like. I assume the frame is going to be much lower than it was when we were just, you know, in the Heartlands. And yeah, oh, wow, yeah, no, you can feel each frame when you're around here. And I can hear my PS4 nice and loud. That's always good. So it's not, obviously with headphones on it's not as bad, but if you were to play, I think in like a sort of living room environment where you're not, you know, using speakers, I think the noise of the PS4 will be pretty annoying. But you can minimize it with cleaning it and everything like that. So, but that's something I've just never done. But yeah, you can really feel the frames here. I mean, the frame rate isn't great. I'd be lying if I said it was good. But you know, is it playable? Yeah, for me, I think yeah, it's playable. Nowhere near as high as it is even on PS5, and this is usually the most demanding area of the game, I think. Obviously, there's not many people here with it being nighttime, but it is. Yeah. I mean, I can feel. I don't think it will look as bad when you're watching this back, but to play, you can really feel the choppiness. But at the end of the day, it looks really, really nice. Actually, genuinely, the graphics look actually amazing. And to be honest, I cannot tell the difference between this and my PlayStation 5. If you put them side by side, I'm sure there is a bit of a difference. But just from playing on a PS5 and then just moving to a PS4 to play... For Red Dead 2, other games, you can really tell the difference. But for this game, since there's no next-gen version, I literally cannot tell the difference at all. Between the PS5 version of GTA 5 and the PS4 version of GTA 5, there is a massive difference, 100%, because there's a next-gen version of the game. But since there is no next-gen version of Red Dead 2, if you're a PS4 player... Honestly, you're really not missing out on much at all. The only thing that you're missing out on is slightly faster loading times, a consistent frame rate, and I think that's about it. Maybe a higher resolution. If you were to play this on a 4K TV, I'm sure it wouldn't look as good. But this is a 1440p monitor, so obviously it's a smaller screen, and I can only get up to 1440p anyway. But this looks fine, honestly. It looks wise, it's good. Now, there's a bit of input delay for the controller, but that's just PS4. For my PS4 anyway, it's like that on literally every game. But it's playable. Combat-wise, I don't think it'd be fantastic, I must admit. But in terms of just solely playing the game, I think you'll find it fine. In terms of, yeah, no, if I was to go into loads of combat, do some PvP, I don't think I'd find it as easy as on a PlayStation 5. But with a bit of practice, I get used to it. And you would just get used to it. I'm already getting used to it. It is a much more well, not much more playable than PS5, I don't know what I'm trying to say there. But it's a playable experience. It feels fine. It looks amazing, genuinely pretty identical to PS5, to be honest. And maybe, yeah, the difference in resolution, maybe I can see a little bit. But generally speaking, I think it's because there's no next-gen version of the game that luckily for PS4 players, they don't miss out on anything really at all. This is a very good experience, honestly. The frames is the only downside, and the noise of my PS4. But other than that, if you're on a PS4 Pro, I think you're in for a very good experience. And honestly, on a standard PS4, it's not too bad at all. So yeah, very positive stuff, to be honest. Obviously, it's a shame that there is no next-gen version of the game. But for PS4 players, it's not a shame, since it means they don't miss out on anything at all. So they can play with the PS5 players, and I assume it's going to be the exact same on Xbox in terms of looks and everything like that. And yeah, generally speaking, all positive. I can't really complain at all. Considering it's a 10-year-old console, to be able to play a game like Red Dead Redemption 2, which is in my opinion still the best looking game out there, and has the best open world out there, and you really can't complain. It's a playable experience. At the end of the day, you get to play Red Dead Redemption 2, and you're really not missing out on anything at all. So, all positive, really. And that is Red Dead 2 on a PS4, a 2013 PS4 in 2023. And yeah, that does just about wrap up things here. Now, on screen, you are seeing a link to a different video. Hit the link on the screen if you are interested in watching that. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.